people of the internet, we are back, and today's video is going to be a bit of a departure from what we normally talk about because I recently found out that millennials are having a feud with Gen Z. I'm sorry, I probably sound like a boomer that I came in like, who knew what was going on the internet? But like, really? I genuinely didn't know that I was supposed to be feuding with people. For those of you who don't know and haven't watched some of my videos where I've mentioned it, I am technically a millennial. I was born in 1994, that makes me currently 26. My little cousins are 16 and 18, so they are Gen Zs. Because that I didn't know that this was a thing when I first saw it, I actually texted my baby cousin. He's 18. I guess he's not a baby anymore. He just graduated high school. Congratulations, Wyatt. But I texted him and I was like, hey, did you know that we're supposedly feuding with each other? And he was like, yeah. Where the hell have you been? What have you been up to? And I'm like, oh my God, I don't go on Twitter. I don't even have a Twitter, and I don't do this TikTok bullshit because I still don't understand what it is. And as I'm saying this out loud, I feel like I sound like Clint Eastwood from Gran Torino. And if any Zoomers are watching, you probably don't even get that reference because it came out in the earlier noughts, I believe. Also, I feel like Zoomers don't watch a lot of Clint Eastwood movies. But moving on, today, that's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about this feud because I screenshotted some very interesting Twitter posts from both Zoomers and then just a couple from millennials that I feel like we should talk about. So that's what we're going to do today. Please join me in what I'm sure is going to be a very interesting time of discovery for us all. Right, so I'm gonna read these off my phone because I'm clearly not gonna take the time to memorize this bullshit. But Twitter user BBBBBenny, or Benning17681066, these are just numbers. You just hit numbers. There's not even a clever handle. Says, why do millennials lose their minds whenever they hear a song from a 90s Disney movie? Well, Benny, it's because life has become so sad for us all that if we can harken back to a time when we were innocent and the world wasn't falling apart and it wasn't the apocalypse, we're gonna belt it out. Literally, you can ask Jordan. You throw on a 90s Disney song in the car, I will know the words inexplicably. I don't remember memorizing the words. Sometimes I don't even remember watching the movies they've come from. But I will know them, and I will be happy singing them off key. Then we get JRYM, JRIM, this is making me just sound worse, sorry. Says, why do millennials use nouns in the place of verbs? And then he gives the examples, or she gives the examples, it gives the examples, who knows? The avatar emoticon, it's not an emoticon, it's a profile picture. Sorry, I'm sounding like an old person. Says, I can't math, or Englishing is hard today. You know why, Jay? It gets the point across. If I say I can't math, you know damn well I'm not gonna be able to do math. You're not confused by the meaning. If I say adulting has been hard today, you instantly know what I'm talking about. Why does this confuse you? We just made the lexicon a bit more easy. Stephen Fair, we're gonna call him Stevie F, says, why do millennials think that not downloading TikToks makes them an adult? Like, grow up, SMH. You grow up, Steven. I don't understand what TikTok is. I've seen some of these TikTok videos and compilations. So you think being a child in your parents' house, doing some dances with your friends in weird synchronicity as if you're all professional dancers who are all equally shit at dancing makes you mature. So me not downloading TikTok because I have better things to do with my time than watch other little shits dance to music that I really don't even like. Why? It's just, TikTok is stupid. So as I said, some of these tweets that I was gonna share with you came from millennials, and here's one from millennial Paul McCallion who says, don't fight with Gen Z, you can't win. Once when I was teaching an SAT prep class, I told everyone to quiet down, and one girl just said, haha, okay sweater, because I was wearing a sweater. Every single one of them laughed at me. So here we have a two-pronged problem. One, Gen Z is disrespectful and you're trying to help them with an SAT prep course and they can't take the time to like shut up and listen. Prong number two of the issue Gen Z thinks they're so funny that saying, haha, okay sweater, because the proctor has a sweater on is funny. It's not. Like, if you're gonna come out swinging, girl, like, come out with something hurtful. Make fun of his face or his height or something. Sweater's not insulting. He didn't make the sweater, probably. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. It lacks creativity. If you're gonna insult somebody, go for the jugular. Don't just, okay, sweater. And the fact that everybody else laughed really just compounds the point that this is just stupidity, rampant through, I guess, apparently SAT prep courses. We're gonna end on a tweet from another Gen Zer that I felt was a personal attack. Gendoyle says, they're, as in millennials, they're worried about their Harry Potter house, but they live in a 1-bedroom apartment. Y'all worried about the wrong houses. First off, I'm not worried about my Hogwarts house because I grew up in a generation who could read and didn't have to watch the shit movies, so I know what house I'm in and I understand how the house system works, probably unlike you. Second, because you're a Zoomer and you're not out of college probably and you haven't entered the real world, no! Apartments are expensive. You're not just worrying about the apartments, you also have to worry about your utilities and making sure that you can pay for your food. So you know what? Gendoyle, which, what even is that name? You know what, Gendoyle? If a millennial has an apartment and isn't living at home in their mother's basement, we've broken the cycle and are doing well. Leave them alone. They have jobs. They're having jobs during the apocalypse, even some of them, not a lot of them, because we're bad at adulting. Actually, that was a callback to an earlier tweet. But leave them alone, they're trying, we're trying. We're not a generation built to do things on our own, so if we have our own apartment, just be happy for us. And let us read Harry Potter as a sense of escapism because the world is crazy, and apparently the generation behind us is gunning for us to fail because you think we're all idiots. So you know what, Gendoyle, let us have this. Let us have this. So that was apparently a snippet of the feud between millennials and Zoomers. I give this no credence because nobody should listen to millennials because we do in fact say we don't know how to adult and we don't know how to math and we have turned regular words into verbs that shouldn't be verbs. So nobody should trust us and nobody should trust any opinion that Gen Z has because they're still children. So all in all, I feel like in summation, both generations are terrible and we need to work on it. And you know what? Let's stop fighting with each other because there's no point. There's no point. Let's just not. Can't we all just be happy in quarantine and just live our lives? Like,